and welcome to the Manifest That Shit podcast. This is your girl, Latoya Beverly, aka your spiritual guide and business coach. This is a place where we're going to be talking about money, sex, and love, unapologetic, real, raw, uncut, and no strings attached. I'm going to be talking about how to slay, hustle, inspire, and thrive always, because that's what we do here at the Manifest That Shit podcast. So I look forward to seeing you in this upcoming episode. Hey, what's up? You have now reached episode 6 of the Manifest That Shit podcast with your girl, Latoya Beverly. I am so excited to talk about authenticity, the importance of being who you are, right? And I just literally received some of the best news always. People always say, why do you always share just the good information, and really I share authentic information, right? It could be good, it could be bad, it sounds good, but really it could be in just a way where it's just time to be yourself, right? As someone who is a spiritual guide and a manifesting expert and business coach, at the end of the day, all that is I am your spiritual success coach. I want to help you to be the best that you can be in mind, body, and soul. And I think that the only way that you can do that in any area of your life is by being authentic. Recently, I had reached out to an old girlfriend of mine and my grandmother, and we were having this discussion of, why don't you reach out? And just express how you feel or just say hi, and while I was going on my spiritual journey and path, beforehand, I should say, I realized that I wasn't truly being authentic. I wasn't being real because I felt that others around me, because I'm empathic and feeling all the feelings around me, feeling other people's feelings, I really struggled with, is somebody going to love me and accept me for who I am and everything that I am? I think I had a group of girlfriends who were completely amazing and authentic and true and real. I think that when I started to go on my spiritual path and I started to grow, things started to change, and I didn't know how to express it at that time, that that's what I was going through. And so I kind of shut out from the world, and I had healing internally to do, physically, spiritually, emotionally. I had been dealing with childhood PTSD. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of issues with boundaries. And I feel that, a lot of my friendships, they truly reflected what I was going through with my mom at that time. And I felt that it was very materialistic. It was very on the surface, and it wasn't anything that was truly deep. Some of my friendships were truly deep, and I'm very grateful to those people who were in my life at that time. They are truly amazing, and they were so conscious and ahead of their time. So I thank those ladies very much for really being there in mind, body, and spirit with me. And the one friendship that I had left that I felt before starting the spiritual journey was with a girlfriend who we were together, we were inseparable. And it got to the point where obviously we needed to, part ways. And I felt that. And I didn't know how to express that and how to say, we both went on this spiritual journey around the same time, but I almost felt betrayed. I almost felt like I was helping her through her healing and her journey and her process of finding love, of loving ourselves more, and, being an energy healer, and and I needed somebody to explain things or go through things or to relate things to. And so, I felt there were some narcissistic behaviors that were very much mimicking the narcissistic behavior that I had at that time with some family members. And I just, I really needed for somebody to look at me, and, and that person had unfortunately lost, their father, and they had been dealing with and grieving in so many different ways. And so it just really wasn't the right time to say, I really need this from you. I need your friendship, right? And it also wasn't necessary because there's a level of codependency from both of our ends that we had to heal and deal with. We had to deal with that generational healing from both of our ends, so we could be healthy for each other as friends. And I think that at that time it was just a level of maturity. You know, I ended up diving deep into my spiritual path, and I was studying for real estate school, and it was kind of like this fork in the road. Do you pursue helping people full time on their spiritual path and finding happiness and finding, love within themselves and obviously within myself? I was ready to heal. I was ready to take things to the next level of my life, and I was ready for change. And so, I dived deep into that, and it just wasn't really respected or reciprocated or understood. And so, 4 years later, I've sent emails, I've sent, messages, beautiful messages of thanks, messages of appreciation and of healing. And I have been able to, be at peace with where I'm at. And so my grandmother was, I try doing what grandma says sometimes, and sometimes it just does not work out, because you have to be true and you have to be authentic to yourself. And you can't allow for other people to impress upon you what you know is right for you. And so that again goes back to boundaries. And so I just, you can only do your best. And my thing is like, I'm ready to move on with my life. I've been ready to move on. And sadly, because, some family members feel a certain way about things, they still have people who I don't even talk to on their social media, and so again, those boundaries are not respected. And it's like, I'm moving on with my life. There's no need to mention this person. There's no need to bring this person up. Like, I have to do what I need to do for me. They're doing what they need to do for them, right? So I think that, again, it's all about truth, and it's all about finding that truth and finding that authenticity. I feel that with some of the friendships that I, released energetically and cut those cords from in my life, that I have in return been gifted with the most beautiful soul family that I have ever experienced to have. The people that come into my life are the most beautiful people inside and out. And it is such a gift because I can truthfully sit down and have a conversation with somebody, be heart to heart, and really be authentic about my story, my journey, and my truth. And that's exactly what you want to be able to do. I know that there are so many people out here who are experiencing the very same thing. And funny enough that I would have it that today, out of all days, sitting here this Saturday afternoon, and I've been working on business stuff, of course, all day, every day, and just, what do the people need? What do the people want? And a girlfriend reached out to me and she said, I really, really appreciate you, Latoya. I know that at the time that I was going through marriage, was going through divorce, that I was going through kids and all this other stuff, that even when we were back in high school, like, you were just a lot more emotionally and spiritually developed than I was, and I didn't know how to receive it. And I just could have cried because, like, everything that I do is for you guys. And, when people go and accept their award and they say, this award goes to my fans, like, my daily reward is you guys. I don't need to be living if I'm not living in my purpose and if I'm not living on purpose, and this is truly something that is so significant when you're able to open up authentically and you're able to be real and you're able to share your truth in your story and not hide from the world. There's something so significant that God is able to send you. The universe is able to help you to go on this path and this journey full circle and give you all of the people who are going to be honest, who are going to be authentic, and who are going to show up because you're showing up for yourself. And I posted recently that, whether you're a woman or a man, like, you haven't lived until you've truly invested in yourself. and I know even Oprah, had said it, like, you haven't lived until you've, gone and spent your one paycheck on the one big thing that you've truly want, right? And it's not about going broke or being in debt or whatever, but it's about the level of investment. What is it in your life that you authentically, that you truly, at the deep core of who you are, what is it that you want, right? Because we have the tendency, men or women, feminine or masculine energy, right? There's no sex involvement to it, but we as a people sometimes have the tendency to go into give our love away, give things away for free, and we don't invest back into ourselves and into our life or into our spirit or into our business. And so, again, I was talking to, a client of mine, and I said, you have an amazing foundation, but you're not realizing, because she's like, well, where is my money at? Like, where is my financial blocks? Like, I'm trying to align with where I'm at. And I said, it's in you. You're doing it daily, but you're giving your shit away for free. Rather than manifesting your shit, you're giving your shit away for free. Stop giving your gifts away for free. Your gifts are specifically designed to be packaged for you. You're sharing your personal truths. You're sharing your story. You can change that and we can change that and change that story for you, but change it in such a way that, people are reciprocating what is being given and that what you're given essentially to others. And and I think that goes with knowing your truth and being authentic to that, to yourself, right? Like, again, my girlfriend, she's actually, signing up for my program, my 6-month coaching program here shortly, and, has already become a huge fan and a client and has been putting in all of the efforts and work into what she's doing. She's seen the change. She's literally sat there and said, I've gone from like depression, having anxiety, having that fear, having the negative mindset, to now that being lesser and lesser of my issue and a part of my day. It's lessened, right? And so it's no longer a strong hold over my day. And she said, Latoya, thank you so much. Like, your Manifest That Shit tribe, what you're doing has completely worked. It's working. And I just say thank you. I'm so grateful to receive those messages. And I'm grateful to be able to say that there's always something better that's waiting for us. And to know that as we're on this spiritual quest, that we hold space for one another, to be real with one another, and that as we show up, the right people show up in our lives. And to remember that we are a community and to take excellent pride in that. This level of commitment of being authentic is about yourself. You deserve to be in a committed relationship that's going to work for you, right? And that you deserve to be swept off your feet by you first before you decide that you expect others to sweep you off your feet. And even though that girlfriend of mine didn't respond, she actually deleted my beautiful post of saying like, hey, I literally, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that we're both on this amazing journey. Like, this was my prophecy dream that I had, that the significant man who's now your husband has come into your life and who has, I knew it was safe. I knew it was okay to go do me and find myself on my spiritual path, and that you were okay because, there's a certain level of concern and care that you have for someone who you spend intimate time with and that you've seen go through pain. You don't want other people to go through pain. And we also inspired and encouraged each other on our path. And I felt like as soon as we went on the spiritual path that we actually separated, and we needed to separate because we're two different people, right? And so, and just creating a healthy a healthier self, a healthier just love for ourselves. And so, I was sad to see that she deleted the post, but I'm truly am happy for her and her marriage and her relationship with God and the universe, and, her being on the path that she's on. We need more badass freaking feminine energy. Whether you're a man or a woman, we need that energy. We need the balance of feminine and masculine, and we need more healers in this world. And I'm so happy to share the same, stage as her, and because I know that the people that she is, attracting into her life are going to really, really reap some of the most amazing benefits. I know me as a healer, I know what this journey for me has been and what it looks like and the importance. It's something that I would not change whatsoever. And I'm sure that we will cross paths again. And I am proud of myself, I must say, for knowing that no matter what, all I do is I send love and I send light. And and I also know that, when we're done, and you keep moving on with your life. But I will always be sure to share kindness because we need it, forgiveness because we need it, mercy because we need it, healing because we need it. That's what makes you a strong and a significant healer and a powerful businesswoman or man or a coach. If you can't practice what you preach, then you're in the wrong fucking field, And so we got to stay true, and we have to honor who we are. And it doesn't mean that everybody has to be or live the same way that we live, but you know what you do with honor. And you know what you do with grace and how much your journey has affected you. And for some people, it's okay. You don't have to be friends with everybody. Everybody doesn't have to be all on the same page. There's some people who are shamans or spiritual workers or whatever that I'm like, bitch, please. And guess what? That's okay. It's all love. As long as you know that you can come from an authentic place. And so I had to share that with you guys. And I do have some very, very special guests. We're going to be talking about sex and spirituality. We're going to be talking about sex and money. And that is absolutely super important as you are on this amazing awakening journey. And it's all about raising that level of consciousness and just really seeing things from a different perspective. So I look forward to the upcoming guest. I have Dr. Ao, who's joining me Monday morning. And so that podcast will be coming out within the next week or two. And then I have Marlene, who is from PHP Agency. She is the marketing director for PHP, and she's going to be sharing some money insights. And we're going to just dive in deep. We're going to talk about all the things that have shifted all of us and what we have manifested into our lives and how they have changed our lives significantly. So stay tuned, and we'll be talking to you very soon. Don't forget, manifest that shit. I love you guys. Spread kindness. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Manifest That Shit podcast. With me, your host, Latoya Beverly. I am your spiritual guide and business coach. If you want to hear more about my services and how you can work with me one-to-one, feel free to reach out to me at manifestyourlegacy.com or follow me on IG at Manifest Your Legacy or Facebook at Manifest Your Legacy today. I so look forward to connecting with each and every single one of you and touching your soul and heart. And you know how I like it, honey. Real, raw, uncut, no bullshit, and no strings attached. Just all success and all love. So I look forward to seeing you on another episode.